Alright, so we'll start this and go. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Us at AC2 High are planning on doing this series where we roll a certain dice and we pick a monster out of the Mordecai's Tome of Foes, and we kind of look at it and go over certain scenarios in our heads of like what we could see it doing, and just look. I don't know. We're just fucking around right now. We got a new mic, so we're trying out something new here. So go ahead and just roll 1d100, right?
I'll roll a 1d20 and
1d20.
we'll base it based on the number order of the letters.
Okay.
Alright, so A.
Alright, so what do we want to choose out of the A's?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11. Just
roll 1d12.
1d12.
Looking for the 1d12 because we don't use it often.
No, we don't.
No, that's a big funky one. That's not that one. Where's your 1d12? There it is. 5.
5, 1.
Alkilth.
The Alkilth. The Alkilth.
Yeah,
The Alkilth. The Alkilth. Alright.
Holy
Come
shit.
on. Let's look at this shit. Well, since it doesn't want to pop up, we're just going to
Yeah,
go
I
down.
thought it would just go straight to it.
That's what I thought too. D&D Beyond.
It's beyond me. As to why it didn't just pop up immediately.
What if I don't fuck with it at all? Ah, there we
you
go. Maybe that was a me problem.
Okay, holy shit. This is an interesting one.
Alright, so we're going to read it. Go ahead and start by reading the description that the book gives us. An Alkilth. Let's try and pronounce it first.
Alkilth.
Alkilth? Is that what we're going to go with?
Alkilth.
Alkilth. Let's go with that. An Alkilth is easily mistaken for some kind of foul fungal growth that appears on doorways, windows, and other portals. These drippings, infestations, conceal the demonic nature of the Alkilth, making what should be a dire warning appear strange but otherwise innocuous? What is that word?
Innocuous.
Innocuous. Okay, there you go. Whether Alkilths take root, they weaken the fabric of reality, creating a portal through which even nastier demons can invade.
Symptoms of doom. Hoo-hoo. The appearance of an Alkilth in the world heralds great wrongness and imminent catastrophes.
Yeah.
An Alkilth searches an aperture, such as a window or a door, which can take root, stretching its body around an opening, anchoring itself to a sticky secretion. If left disturbed, the opening becomes the abyss, and eventually becomes a portal to the plane. To that plane.
You know what you meant.
Spawn of a Jubilix is apparently what it is. It's a fucking spawn of a Jubilix. You'll have to search on what a Jubilix is, I guess, in order to deeper understand what this shit means. Alkiliths spring from the cast-off bits of a Jubilix's hideous, shuddering body. So I'm assuming they're friends based on this. You would probably pair a Jubilix. Where there's an Alkilith, there's a Jubilix. Okay, that's interesting.
How's that fucking spelled? Jubilex. Jubilex.
Basically.
Oh, they have images for this shit. Ooh, it's gooey.
Gooey, thick and nasty. Oh, wait, they can get big.
Holy ewy.
Those boys can get big.
Ew. Oh, they're so cool looking though. Look, they got eyes in there. Oh, Jesus.
They got eyes upon eyes upon eyes. I mean,
So,
it makes sense.
so these are like demons that live within
Yeah.
that creature.
Then they come gradually self-aware and set out on their own on the material plane. Since most cultists consider them too risky for summoning, they can, after all, create portals to the abyss. Alkiliths must find other escape routes out of their native plane. So it seems they're more of a sneaky sneakster who eventually just come in through someone else's portal, like a left behind remnants of a portal.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Jesus, look at that con modifier.
I mean, it is a sturdy motherfucker, most likely.
Yeah, it would make sense.
The thing is that
like,
they can
Jesus.
literally just pretend to be doors.
They literally are.
Windows.
You walk through.
Any orf is like an opening.
And it's like it turns into something like a gooey thing, like the Jubilees.
Yes.
So, which is crazy. All right, now we're gonna get into some of the statistics and look at the monster thing itself. By the way, if you are curious about what it looks like itself, D&D Beyond has
We'll
the
just
page
show
report.
pictures probably.
We'll show pictures and shit. We'll just go from there. Medium Fiend, Demon, Chaotic Evil. Armor class is 17. Its hit points is 157. Speed 40.
40 speed for a monster that is literally just goo is pretty good. Because something for like the ooze, which the ooze
Does
has
not.
like a 15 movement speed, something slow like that.
Slow. I think it's like 20, 15, something like that.
So apparently these things they're sentient, which is probably why their speed is a bit more increased as far as that goes. That's pretty interesting.
This is a challenge 11, which makes sense via the HP wise, and probably when we get into the stuff that it does. Oh boy, it's very good at Dex and Con, obviously, given the fact that we can see that it's speedy, and the fact that by its nature it would be pretty good with Con. Its only negatives are in intelligence and charisma, which would make sense via the fact that it's fucking goo.
But it's sentient, though. It's sentient enough to think. It
is.
Probably has one desire, which is probably to nom everything.
I mean, a lot of things do want to just nom.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Well, at least it's not one of those beasts that are just like, I seek knowledge. It just wants to eat you.
But holy shit, those saving throws. +8 to Dex and +10 to Con.
What?
You're not gonna get them to have any Dex saves.
No.
As far any saves of the sort, you'll have to stick to Wisdom and Charisma.
Yeah, that would be as simple as that. Oh no, intelligence, wisdom, intelligence, or charisma. All three of those any spells or anything that requires them to make that kind of save, that's your best bet. Even strength saves, it's only got a +1 to it, and it's not proficient in it. So if you have one of those spells like Lightning Lure, that I don't know why you would want to Lightning Lure this thing. This thing's just gonna come and eat you.
It definitely wants to nom you.
Yeah, it's definitely going to hurt if it comes near you. But if you want to do that,
that's up your alley.
It's there.
You're gonna have a very hard time finding it though, because it is proficient in stealth. A big fat whopping +8.
Oh my god, what the hell? This is such a cool little thing, because you can see it like right here. Because that's literally that little portal thing, the little stuff.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it is.
That's its mouth.
It's fucking creepy.
No, the whole thing right there, the eyes, the moss.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's
everything is it.
Yeah, because it's projecting as it's a window.
Exactly.
And if you walk through it, you're gonna.
Nom.
All right, so it's got a lot of resistances, so prepare for this. Acid, cold, fire, lightning, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical attacks.
That means if you throw this at a lower level party, they'll have to do some research to find out what this thing is. And if there is a Jubilex that is probably being summoned, they're going to have a pretty tough campaign.
Yeah. So obviously, most likely, if obviously as a DM, you can do whatever the heck you want. But if you're planning on throwing this at your players, probably later, probably mid-game towards late game, is better for that.
I feel like this can probably
beginning mid.
It can fit in definitely the beginning campaign.
Beginning mid, something like that.
I would make him fight it, and then have it escape back into where it crawled from.
Ooh.
And then this can be a hunt now. And they're gonna be thinking in the back of their head, they're hunting a little creature. Then when they find out, no, there's something even stronger than it, which is the actual Jubilex.
Yeah.
I think that's probably when, as a DM, I would say that you guys have probably unleashed something that you weren't planning on unleashing. Yeah. Because lower levels, they don't have access to something like Dispel Magic.
No.
So,
like you're not dealing with high-level wizards or like high-level characters that have the ability to have these weapons that can just be like, okay, there you are. Or hey, now I can just one-shot you.
And now, this is a mimic times 3, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Because it has so many more
things to it.
Yeah, it's just not, oh, I am a mimic.
Pretty much. So they're also got immunities. Of course they do, right? Of course. They cannot be poisoned. That one just makes sense, right? No poison anything.
Because you don't really know what form it takes. It doesn't have a real true form.
I don't know. For me, I feel like that makes a little bit more sense than it not taking as much damage via all the resistances it has.
Because it literally, as far as I can tell, based on what this thing is saying, it does not have a real form. It doesn't have a real shape. It can be anything it wants to be.
Yeah. Which can lead to a lot of cool scenarios if you're planning on using it.
Yeah, because it's more versatile than a mimic. A mimic can only be a mimic. If a mimic is a mimic closet, then a mimic is a mimic closet.
Right.
If a mimic is a mimic toothbrush, then it is only a toothbrush.
Exactly.
It can only be what it is. This thing can be multiple things. It can literally be right behind you all the time. Because with that +8 to stealth, it can probably stalk the party very easily.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, DM rolls would have to roll really low in order for it not to be scoped.
Because a +8, the base 10 roll gives you already an 18.
Yeah,
that's a leg up on everyone else's, passive perception and perception rolls usually.
Speaking of passive perception, it has a passive perception of 10, so you might be able to see past this thing pretty easily. Dark vision is 120 feet of dark vision, which means that this thing, if placed in a dark environment or a dark cave, has the leg up on you big time.
And this is just one of them.
Exactly. Imagine a horde in like a center of a cave, and then all of a sudden you just feel them like dropping, and they all drop at once.
Or they're more likely the mouth of the cave.
Or they're like leading.
The mouth, yeah. They have different pathways, and there's 1 pathway, 2 pathway, 3 pathway. Yeah. One of them is a Jubilex.
Exactly. And they lead them to the Jubilex.
Exactly.
You start fighting, you're just like, obviously this is the monster here. No, it's the Jubilex. So yeah, that could be a very cool scenario of lowering your players into a dangerous situation.
This thing has a lot of versatility.
Yeah, this is one of the cooler enemies out of the Tomb of Foes.
And it's also anthropomorphous, means that it can walk through small spaces and narrow gaps that are inch wide without even squeezing. So it can literally just...
Yeah, you don't have to even worry about it. It's just like, if you're using this monster and it's like they're trying to throw shit in its way to stop it from moving, most likely it'll have the ability to just
squish into wherever it needs to be and
just
vanish.
Just imagining like one of the player characters just trying to throw the door or something like that, or trying to close the door on the creature to prevent it from coming. It can just squeeze its way through.
Yep. And most likely these things are going to harbor around places that already look like they have cracks somewhere, because they're not intelligent enough, but they have instincts,
Yeah. So
instinctively, they're going to go somewhere where they can escape.
Oh, absolutely. Which is, I think, natural for most monsters, given the fact that even though we're looking and we're talking about these monsters and stuff, you're dealing with PCs, and PCs are meant to, your players are meant to be the heroes or the strong people in this scenario, or is supposed to be the winners. Even though it's a game, right? It's still like a game of chess. And if you look at it that way, that's the way you look at it. But for me, it's like, I like envisioning it as like, when I DM, I like DMing in a way where I'm working with the player characters, Exactly. Where it's just like me and the player characters are working to create a story that is satisfying for everyone.
And with that being said, the false appearance, which is what this thing is, it remains motionless.
Yeah.
It is indistinguishable from any form of slime or even fungus. So that means technically It can look like a mushroom as well. So it can be in a mushroom cave. It can be.
You can put it anywhere.
You can put it anywhere.
You can put it anywhere, and it will fit a scenario. This is probably one of the most versatile enemies I've seen in a bit. Because you can literally put this thing anywhere because it can literally turn into practically anything.
It doesn't. It's not hard. It's literally just shit on a wall.
Mm-hmm.
No one's really going to pay attention to shit on a wall.
Or the moss covering the
Exactly.
window, as you can see via the picture.
But now
The madness.
Its next skill is probably the most pertinent skill, and this is a skill
what
you'd
it
be
is.
very much akin to using with this creature, and this is what makes it stand out from many other monsters. Any creature that isn't a demon, so that would probably fall into tiefling nature.
Yeah.
Anyone who is not a tiefling, which that is many.
A lot of people have been playing tieflings lately. You know who to blame for that. Sorry, Jester. But
Mogs, Jester, both of them.
You know both.
ACs.
But that's just how it is. A lot of people have been playing tieflings, including myself. Tiefling is technically my favorite player race to play.
But then at the same time, you're probably not going to throw this if it's an all tiefling party.
Well, of course.
Or maybe, hey, you might as well, because the appearance of tieflings in a large number, their presence alone, you can backstory it so that just them being in a large group of tieflings are probably bad for the world, maybe.
I mean,
And
you never
that's
know.
a lot of it just depends on how the DM wants to roll it. I would rule it as maybe depending on how the world you want to do it, right?
Yeah.
I would rule it as this is a whole bunch of negative energy concentrated in one group, even though they're not bad people. They could all be good alignment.
Yeah.
They could all be lawful good for all I fucking care, but the thing is that they're all tiefling nature.
Exactly.
And that means at one point, maybe there was a demon king in this world.
Maybe. The thing is like, most likely, 9 out of 10s of this scenario, you're not going to have an old tiefling party. You never know.
Exactly.
That 10 out of 10, or at least that 1 out of 10, there's a tiefling party in that scenario instead. So let's go over the ability and see what it actually
But regardless, if this creature that is not demon-like starts its turn, starting its turn within 30 feet of the Alkilth, must succeed a DC 18 Wisdom saving throw, or hear its faint buzzing in its head for a moment, and then has disadvantage on its next attack rolls and saving throws or ability checks.
Okay.
If the saving throw against the Foment Madness fails by 5 or more, the subject is instead subjected to Confusion spell for 1 minute. No concentration for it. So that's pretty good. While under the effect of Confusion, the creature is immune to the Foment Madness, which would make sense because he's already confused. Can't be confused again.
Exactly.
And this thing has magical resistance. So
Oh, are you shitting me? So fucking spells aren't that great against it.
But the thing is that that's pretty much all you can do.
I mean, yeah. So this monster is really hard to deal with just in general.
Its AC is fairly high for its for all the things that back it up.
Exactly.
And I would say that you can probably give this creature a bit more because the only attack it has is a melee attack. It's a tentacle hit. It's a +8 with 15 feet though.
Right.
So that means once they get within that 30 feet range, they're confused, right? Which means that either they're going to just immediately start assaulting each other. You guys are just all going to start assaulting each other. That's the thing about that. It doesn't even have to do anything.
No.
Once you go into its range, its field, you're basically in its domain.
Yeah, it's literally got the upper hand on you once you don't
Just by being next to it.
Exactly. And not only that, it has tentacle attacks, and you already know how tentacle attacks are. They're strong, but it's got 3 of them. Wait, no, not 3, right? Yeah,
No,
3.
it has 3.
It's 3.
And they do each 4d6 plus 4 acid damage. So, acid damage, pretty versatile. Generally, no one is immune to acid damage unless your DM has given you an item.
Exactly. You're wearing something, some sort of cloak or some sort of armor that has specific resistances to it.
This thing is, I would say that it would be fairly. It would do fairly well with a rust monster.
Oh, there's so many things.
Which
you
a
can
rust
do.
monster would basically, it would eat through your guys' armor.
Yeah.
While this thing just has you confused.
Yeah.
The rust monster would eat through your armor or eat through your weapons.
I would say so.
So destroying your magical weapons and keeping your normal ones, and then you would have to go at it with this thing with normal weapons and probably half destroyed armor. The combination of these two creatures alone would probably TBK a low-level party.
Yeah.
And probably do pretty devastating amount of damage to a higher level party.
I would be,
Swarms.
in Dungeons and Dragons, especially when you're just starting out, you're scared of everything because you're technically like a little baby. Just me walking across,
squishy.
especially with where we are on the AC2 High campaign right now. If I came across this, I'd be shitting bricks. I would say no. My character's already a fucking scaredy crap baby. I don't think she would fuck with this shit.
They had a difficult time dealing with squirrels,
She's a baby. She's literally a baby. So yeah, I would say that if I'm putting this in our campaign for the moment, scared shitless. If I'm talking about from, obviously from a wizard perspective or from a spellcaster perspective, if you're looking to do something against this thing, spell-wise, as far as damage goes, most spells already have you have to make a check. You have to make a check.
Plus, with those saving throws that they already have innately, +8. That means Fireball
is not.
Probably gonna have to toss that shit out. +8 with advantage.
My recommendation is Magic Missile at a higher level. Grab Magic Missile and go and use it at a higher level because. Well, I know that, but like, if this is a scenario and you're like, okay, I'm going later in the turn order, and I gotta do something to do damage because nobody has done anything lately, and you need a damage spell for this thing, Magic Missile is probably the way to go for me. That's the first spell that I can come up with in my mind. There's a lot of different spells in D&D, so obviously don't just assume that that's the best spell for it. But if I'm thinking about it right away, it automatically hits, and it's not resistant to force damage. So that's one of the spells that can work against it.
This can be an enemy you never see. Because if this thing were to hide inside of a random piece of armor, on the inside, no one would never even know.
Scary as fuck.
You could literally pass dozens of these things. And the thing is that they don't even have to fight you.
They're just there. You can just walk. You can just walk in their vicinity. You have to make a saving throw, and then you're fighting.
You're most likely fighting your friends
at
the time.
Just enough creatures do that already. Succubus. Enough creatures do this already. Just adding more creatures to the group that can just fuck with a party. If you're looking to fuck with a party before you give them to Jubilix, which already fucks up your party probably. There you go.
But then this also might be a multi-dimensional campaign too. You guys would probably have to keep track of multiple worlds.
We don't know yet, man.
I mean, it's they have to come into the material plane in a different way.
Exactly.
The only way they can come in is by actually just coming in through a rift that is already open. So that means if there's an open rift in the world, similar to how the campaign that's going on with Crit Roll currently, that can have a number of implications.
One thing we didn't go over is the languages. It only understands Abyssal, but obviously it can't speak. It doesn't got a fucking mouth. It only uses it for chewing. Other than that, this is our first test of this. We're probably going to do more of these because I had a lot of fun just kind of looking over it. Abyssal's French? Or are you just making that because that's what we've been doing?
Yeah.
In our campaigns, we compare the D&D languages to actual languages. So, Infernal is Spanish.
Yeah, and Elvish is Japanese.
it's just weird. No, Elvish is Spanish.
And the other way around? Was it the other way
No, Elvish is Spanish, and Infernal is German because of how aggressive it sounds.
Oh yeah,
Because of how aggressive it sounds.
Das.
Yeah. Hi, nice! That kind of stuff. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, we are just starting out, and we have multiple pages for AC2 High. Our campaign is going to be going on for a while. This is just the start of doing a lot of cool, unique things that we haven't got a chance to do
please
yet.
smash that like button. It'll really help. And remember, you guys can't hit us though.
Yeah.
Because AC too high.
AC2 High. See you guys next time.
Boop. I gave them